It is finally happening for Bitcoin. We are breaking out of this formation, just like I've been telling you about in my latest videos. Currently, Bitcoin is running into big resistance on the 4-hour time frame, but we can also see a lot of interesting formations happening for Bitcoin, which are very bullish. So this could mean that the bull market is starting for Bitcoin. Yesterday we had a lot of interesting news from the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETF, and we also had the FOMC meeting, and we didn't see a change of the interest rates. However, there is a lot of interesting bullish news coming into the market, which I will discuss with you in this video. Later in the video I will also look at the two altcoins, Vechain and Pepecoin. So you want to watch this video all the way to the end to don't miss anything. Please slap up that like button above the 20 likes again, and let's dive right into the charts. On the 30-minute time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is running currently into huge resistance, and this horizontal level is now acting as resistance, as we can see here. And in the past we can see a lot of touch points here as resistance. So this is the next make or break level for Bitcoin, as we can see here. And we want to see that Bitcoin is going to create more bullish topside. And we came from this downward sloping bearish trend, and we're now into an uptrend. We are creating higher highs and higher lows. So let's see if today we can possibly break this resistance area, retest it as support, and from there we can aim for higher targets. So this will be very bullish, of course. And of course there's also a bearish scenario possible, and that means that we're going to see a rejection from this level. That will come all the way back to lower levels. But eventually, I think that Bitcoin is in a very strong territory right now. So we could maybe see a continuation of the bullish uptrend. And eventually, we want to see this resistance getting broken to the top side. And of course, then we can aim for the previous all-time high of around $109,000. So this could all happen today or maybe tomorrow in the end of the week. But as I told you in my videos earlier this week, I was looking at this falling wedge formation on the 4-hour time frame. We can see this huge falling wedge formation was unfolding. We can see multiple touch points here on the top side as resistance. And yesterday we saw a very bullish break to the top side, which was of course very bullish. We also bounced from this horizontal support level. This is looking very nice, and as I told you, this falling wedge formation is a typical bullish bias pattern, and it tends to break to the top side more often. Especially when we saw this huge bullish spike to the top side, then we saw a bit of a consolidation happening, and it looked a little bit like a bull flag. And now we're breaking it to the top side, so we could also expect that Bitcoin is going to retest this previous resistance as support, and that would also be confluent with this horizontal support. So this could be a very interesting place to take in the long for Bitcoin, and then we can aim for higher targets. And then the top side of the formation will be confluent with the breakout target, and that will be around the previous all-time high. And that will bring us all the way to a 5.5% increase in Bitcoin. So this could of course be a very significant trade to make, and especially when we are retesting support, I'm going to take in a long for Bitcoin, and then I'm going to aim for that $108,000. So this could be the next move for Bitcoin. And yesterday we had a very interesting day again for the Bitcoin ETFs. We saw that BlackRock was selling again, so this was having a little bit of a bearish effect. But we can also see that the Grayscale, the Bitcoin ETF, is buying like crazy. They bought for $106.2 million, and in total we saw an inflow of $92 million. So this was of course having a little bit of more of a bullish effect than a bearish effect yesterday. And we can see that the cumulative inflow of the spot Bitcoin ETF is coming closer to the $40 billion target. So yeah, we're coming closer and closer, and let's see if the rest of the week can be very bullish and that we can reach that target. And if we then have a look at the Ethereum ETFs, we can see that yesterday was a little bit of a mixed day again. We saw some inflows and we saw some outflows, and eventually we saw a little bit of an outflow of $4.7 million. So this is nothing to worry about, of course, but we want to see more inflows into the Ethereum ETF because it will also pump up the price for Ethereum. So let's see if the rest of the week can be bullish for Ethereum as well. And if we zoom out to the daily time frame, I've been telling you about this beautiful bullish retest for Bitcoin. We saw this huge symmetrical triangle unfolding with multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. We broke out bullish, we retested this previous resistance as support, and from this level we entered the market in the long. So congratulations if you took this trade together with me, because this is a perfect retest, and from this resistance area that was turned into support, we are now up for almost 7.5%. So this is insane, of course. And yeah, this is very significant trade, especially when you are leverage trading. And of course, the breakout target of this formation has been reached. So we could also see a little bit of a bearish move unfold again. But I think after what I just showed you on the 4-hour time frame, we could see a very significant increase, and it's just a continuation of the bullish uptrend, because overall Bitcoin is now still in this bullish uptrend. So we could just see a continuation of the trend, because the trend is your friend until it ends. And yesterday we also had the FOMC meeting, and the Federal Reserve pauses interest hike rate, and it remains at the same interest rate. So this was no bullish or bearish news, and the markets didn't react heavily. We saw a lot of volatility coming in, and after some hours after the FOMC meeting, we saw a bullish sentiment for Bitcoin unfolding, and we came all the way to the $105,000. And as we can see here, the next FOMC meeting is in around 48 days. And we can also see that there is a bigger chance that the interest rates remains at the same level, or for 82% chance. But there's also an 18% chance that we're going to see a rate cut. So I think we will see a rate cut, because Jerome Powell also said something very interesting yesterday, and that was that he said that we don't need to wait for 2% inflation to cut interest rates. So the inflation rates are just higher than 2% right now, and I think he is going to do a rate cut in the coming 48 days, and this of course will be very bullish for the crypto and also the stock market overall. So I think the chances of a rate cut will improve in the next 48 days, and eventually on the March 19th we will see a rate cut, in my opinion. And if we have a look on the 4-hour time frame, we can see this huge horizontal support was acting very strong again. And a couple days ago we bounced from this level, and at this green box of accumulation I was telling you that I was buying more Bitcoin for the long term. And especially as we can see here in the past, we can see a lot of resistance coming into the market, and eventually we broke it to the top side. We now retested it as support, so this was a perfect bullish retest, and especially these horizontal levels are very important to look at, and horizontal levels are better than diagonal levels always. So this was a very bullish retest, as we can see here. We shifted from a bearish trend, and now we are coming into an uptrend. So let's see if Bitcoin can continue the bullish momentum to the top side and create more all-time highs. So from this level where we entered the market, from this green box of accumulation, we are already up for 6%. So this is of course very bullish, and congratulations if you took this trade together with me, because we can now aim for higher targets, and possibly you can also take in a little bit of profits. And looking at the daily time frame, we can see this range is unfolding for Bitcoin, and this horizontal range is acting as resistance on the top side, and we can also see a lot of support coming in at the lower side. And yesterday in my video I thought that this pattern is possibly going to see a huge cup and handle formation, and that is looking like it's going to play out. So if Bitcoin is going to see this cup and handle formation unfolding, we could potentially see a bullish break of this formation, because this cup and handle formation is a bullish bias pattern. We could potentially see a huge break to the top side, a retest of the formation to test it as support, and then we can aim for higher targets, and then of course we also are going to make a new all-time high. So if this huge horizontal level to the top side is going to be broken, we are going to see the next bull market starting. Yesterday we had also some bullish news coming in, and that was that the Illinois State Representative introduces bill to establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So this is of course very bullish, and I think a lot of other states will follow, and eventually also the US government is going to buy Bitcoin for the Bitcoin strategic reserve. So this is only having a lot of bullish effect on the price of Bitcoin, and this could all happen in the coming months, and this will push the price of Bitcoin above the $150,000. And also Tesla reveals that none of their Bitcoin was sold in Q4 of 2024. So this is also very bullish. And we all know that Elon Musk is a very big fan of crypto. So I think he will once reveal that Tesla is going to buy Bitcoin and accept Bitcoin for payments. And this will also have a very bullish effect on the price of Bitcoin, just like we saw in 2021. And zooming all the way out to the daily time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is in this huge bullish uptrend with higher highs and higher lows, and it isn't stopping anytime soon. So we are now creating also a new higher high and possibly also a new higher low. So this would be very bullish, and then we can see a continuation of the bullish trend to the top side, and then we can just create new all-time highs, and we can continue the bull market. So when this huge top side resistance is being broken to the top side, and we see a higher high and a higher low, then the next phase of the bull market will start, and we will see most likely exponential highs just like we saw here. After a little bit of a consolidation, we are now seeing a huge spike to the top side, and let's see if we're going to continue the bullish momentum to the top side. And the first interesting altcoin I want to have a look is Pepecoin. We can see that in the last months we saw a huge decline for Pepe. Then we broke out bullish, we retested the previous resistance levels as support, and then we saw a bullish spike to the top side. So this was the bull market for Pepe. And now we can see a little bit of a decline for Pepe, but this is nothing to worry about, because these are the times you could potentially see limit buy orders getting reached, and that you're going to enter the market for Pepe in a long or maybe just spot buy order, because we are seeing this huge horizontal level is getting respected very carefully, and previously it was acting as resistance, and now it has been turned into support, as we can see here. So from this green box of accumulation you could have entered the market for Pepe, and now you can trade it to the top side. And from this level it is already an interesting gain of almost 20%. So for instance, if Pepe is coming a little bit lower, I'm going to buy more Pepe at these prices, because I think we will eventually see new all-time highs in the coming months for Pepe. So of course these are the big horizontal levels to break to the top side, because they are now acting as resistance, as we can see here. But the levels are getting respected very carefully, so this is a very clean chart and a very perfectly healthy price action. So the next make or break point for Pepe is this resistance area, and possibly we are now in a big downtrend, so we could also see a continuation of the downtrend for Pepe. But of course we could also see that Pepe is going to break this resistance to the top side, possibly retest it as support, and then we can see higher highs for Pepe. But for now it is looking a little bit more bearish, because we are in this bearish trend, so keep in mind that we could also see lower levels for Pepe. But as I was saying, every time we go a little bit lower, I'm going to buy more Pepe. And let me know in the comments, are you still bullish on Pepe, and do you hold Pepe in your portfolio? And the next altcoin I want to have a look at is Vechain. We can see Vechain was in this huge descending triangle. We finally broke bullish, and then the big bull market for Vechain started. But of course this is not the bull market that we want, because we want to see levels around the 20 cents or maybe to the 50 cents even. And currently we are trading inside of this huge range, and I think we will see a huge breakout in the coming days, because we can also see a little bit of a broadening wedge unfolding, and it looks a little bit like this. So eventually we are creating higher highs but equal lows, and this is a little bit of a bullish pattern, because eventually I think we will see a break to the top side and then a continuation of the bull market. So Vechain came from these bear market lows, and from these bear market lows we saw a huge increase of almost 300%. So this could also be a very interesting trade to make. For now, we are inside of this formation, we are inside of this range after this big run up. So after a run up you always see a little bit of a consolidation, and after the consolidation we are going to see the next big move. So I personally think that we will see levels around the 35 cents for Vechain in this coming bull market, and that of course it will be very bullish. So let me know in the comments, what is your price prediction for Vechain in 2025, and what do you think about the future of Vechain? Please follow me on my Twitter channel. You can find the link in the description under this video. Don't forget to like this video, and you can also join my free Telegram group with the link in the description under this video. And with that being said, I hope you find this video useful, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.